Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Matt Kelly and I'm here to talk about Hydrosilex's brand new ceramic glass coatings. And this one here is a 7 to 10 year, 7-year used, 10-year new, which comes with a reinsured warranty. And this is called Hydrosilex CHROME. They also have just come out with a 3 to 5-year coating as well, 3-year used, 5-year new, which is called Hydrosilex Lit. And what we're here to do today is to teach you how to install these wonderful products in a snap. So step one before even putting the glass coating on the vehicle is you need to make sure that you completely decontaminate your vehicle. That would include washing it thoroughly, preferably using a stripping soap with a lower pH to remove old waxes and sealants. Also then at that point you would want to clay bar your vehicle to remove any tar or buildup of bug guts, etc. I do recommend also iron removing the vehicle as well, so that way your pores are completely open and the ceramic coating can bond directly into the pores of the clear coat, giving you a very strong long-term bond. Once you have thoroughly decontaminated the vehicle, it is next preferred that you buff and polish the vehicle, removing any imperfections in the paint, because once you put this glass coating on, you're locking in that finish and you're not going to be able to remove them later. I would recommend the Hydrosilex cutting and compound system to do that, which is including the Hydrosilex cutting compound here, which is a diminishing abrasive, very low dust, so it's not going to require you to wash the car after you buff it. And you would then follow that with the Hydrosilex finishing polish, which is going to remove any pad swirl or any light imperfections so that your paint is absolutely flawless before you lock it in. I do recommend using the Hydrosilex pads along with that system. It was designed for the cutting system and they leave a beautiful finish. Now, once you're finished completely buffing the vehicle and removing all of your swirl marks and other imperfections, you absolutely have to wipe it down with a wax and grease remover. Now, this one was created specifically to break down the compounds and polishes from Hydrosilex, so that way we know it works. You're simply going to spray this on the car and use a high quality microfiber towel to remove any excess polishing residue. At that point, you want to remove all the cracks, all the wax out of the cracks, polish out of the cracks, open up the door jambs, the hood, get everything out so it's clean enough that you can eat off of it before you even open this bottle. Some of the products that we're going to use from Hydrosilex today for this actual installation are, of course, the high quality coatings that we're going to be applying, but you're going to want some premium quality 500 GSM microfiber towels. You could use 470 or 350, but we prefer 550 just so it leaves a very beautiful, even finish. So once you purchase your bottle of Hydrosilex coating, let's talk about what you get inside. So first off, you're going to get a 30 ml bottle, which is going to do about 2 coupe-size vehicles. Below that, you're going to have some stickers that you can kind of throw in the door jamb, showing that it's protected by Hydrosilex CHROME. You'll also find an applicator in here, but this one is very different because it has a plastic liner. The design of that is so that it doesn't over-absorb product and waste it. And then you'll also have 2 gloves in here, which I highly recommend using so that you're not getting the coating on your fingertips and into your skin. So today we're going to be coating Max's 1988 BMW E30. This thing is beautiful. It's already been buffed, cut, and polished. We even surface prepped it with Hydrosilex surface prep to remove all of the polish residue and clean all the compound out of the cracks and edges. And today we're going to start with the Hydrosilex CHROME. This product is going to give a good 7 to 10 years of protection with hydrophobicity and 3 times the hardness of the paint. So we're really excited to add this, and not to mention it's going to completely candy out this car. So we're going to use our applicator here, open up the bottle, and you're going to use about 6 to 8 drops on the surface. Now, I like to do circular motions, and I'm going to start from the center of the hood and work my way down and then come towards me. That way I'm working outside of the paint, so when we get to the fender, I'm not leaning on it. I'm going to reapply a little bit more. And the surface area that I'm going to cover, because we are indoors, is going to be about the entire half of the hood. Now, if you are doing this outdoors, I would recommend maybe quartering the hood, especially if the vehicle is a little larger. Obviously, this vehicle is a little bit smaller, so we can do more area. All right, so now that you have applied the coating on here, you're gonna see it begin to flash. It's gonna start turning a little bit more white. You're gonna see the product. At that point, it's a good time to wipe it off. That usually happens between 1 to 2 minutes. So if I've done half of the hood, by the time I've started from here to ending here, it's been about that time, so we can start wiping. The first wipe is gonna be a knockdown wipe. So you're just gonna do one steady drag, which is going to further level out the product, making sure that you're moving it into the pores. That way, if you've missed any spots, it will push it down in there. And then Max is gonna do a second wipe using circular motions, creating a little bit of heat to further level out the product and removing any excess residue that we have left behind in the first knockdown wipe. You want to be using light pressure. You do not need to fight with the coating. It wipes off very easily. We're then going to follow up with a third towel. Now this is what I call the insurance towel. And the purpose of this towel is to make sure that we did not push any of the coating onto the adjacent panels. For example, in this situation, the fender would be the adjacent panel. And so as we're wiping here, we can push product down over the other side. So we're going to take a third final wipe and wipe all the edges, wipe any of the adjacent panels. And I even like to just go over it one last time to make sure that there is no excess residue on the surface. Now, in this case, with having the wiper, what are these things called? You're gonna take your fingers and go around the nozzle to make sure that you do not have any coating buildup around the edges. And there you have it. Very simple to install. Now we're gonna do the rest of the vehicle. So in certain situations, you can outline the panel with your product and then fill it in, doing circular motions. This will help prevent pulling too much excess product to the edges. You can also coat trims as well. And I do recommend doing that so that they maintain their life from UV protection. Have paint protection film on it, so it is safe to use this product on the film as well, of course, the paint. There is a benefit also to coating paint protection film because film does turn yellow with sunlight. And being that this does add a UV protection to it, it is going to help prevent that. Secondly, it also is very porous paint protection film. So bug guts and other things, oxidation can happen to that. So this seals the pores, allowing the film to clean off very easily. It's always important to kind of work from the top down and from the inside out. Because if I had already coated the doors and now I'm leaning over them, we want to make sure that we're not leaning on a freshly coated surface. So in this situation when working on the hood, as you can see here, it comes down on the C-pillar into the quarter panel. This is all one piece, so there's not really a good stopping point. So when you get to this area, you have to finish out this entire section. Do not stop here and then move to the doors. You always want to make sure that you have a good breaking point where you actually end. You can coat all of the weather stripping too. This will protect the rubber and the plastic. But if you miss it, it's gonna look dull versus the rest of the coated paint. I'm gonna use this trim piece as my breaking point. It's also very important that you cycle your towels out every now and again. So after doing a few panels, you want to take your first towel and kind of throw that into a bucket of vinegar and water solution, 12 ounces of vinegar, white cleaning vinegar, fill the rest with water in a 5-gallon bucket. And that will basically keep your towels submersed from curing, the coating from curing into the towel and there before you have to throw it out. That way we can reuse these things. But at that point, you would take your second towel, make it your first knockdown towel. The third insurance towel would now become the second towel, and you would take a brand new insurance towel. I also recommend that you fold your towel in 4s because what that's going to do is give you 8 different sides that you can reuse that doesn't have coating on it. The Hydrosilex product also works phenomenal on plastics, including this wing here. So another great part to coat is the exhaust tips, because this is a high heat formula. This can handle about 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and therefore we need to definitely coat those to prevent the carbon buildup. Once you use the applicator for the tips, you want to make sure to either flip to a clean side or just get a brand new applicator. You can also coat the headlights, being that those are plastic, just like clear coat is plastic. This will prevent them from turning yellow or oxidizing. When you get to the grill pieces, I recommend putting it on the edge of the applicator so that you can actually get your fingers down in there and coat them evenly. You can see how it's darkening up the finish. So all your plastics you want to make sure to do consistently. If you like and you want to get a little more technical, you can also airbrush it in with a standard airbrush tool. We're going to open up the hood, as you can see here, and we're going to literally coat this entire section. While the hood's up, you can also do the valve covers and other things that are painted. It doesn't hurt to do your accessory parts as well, such as the outside of the wiper blades. You can coat those so that they don't fade or anything like that. Max, you can start wiping that side, I'll coat this. So now that we have the entire vehicle coated, at this point, once this thing is cured, it takes about 48 hours before it can get wet, and up to about 1 to 2 weeks depending on humidity until it's completely 100% solid rock hard. Now you can still drive it and everything, again, just don't get it wet for 48 hours. But once it is cured, maintenance. Here's what you're gonna use. Hydroceramic soap is going to be what you're gonna use to clean the car. Now that you have a hydrophobic and a sealed surface, dirt's not gonna stick the same way, so you don't need a very low pH aggressive soap. This is an alkaline soap that does have ceramic in it that is going to find any imperfections where maybe the coating is beginning to get a little damaged, and it will fill and level those surfaces out. Secondly, we have Hydrosilex Recharge ceramic coating, which you can use just as a recharge. It's not necessary to use it, within the first 6 months, maybe even up to a year. But if you're one of those guys that likes to put something on the car every time that they wash it, this is completely compatible with the surface that we just put on today. Now, there also is a top coat. It is not mandatory to do for the warranty the actual 2-layer system, but if you want additional performance, you can always put Hydrosilex Lit on top of the Hydrosilex Chrome that we use today. Now, the warranty is sold separately, so if that's something that you want to take advantage of, you can purchase that online or through our partner Detailing World at any of their 15 locations.